to It's All Her, the podcast. I'm your host, Jordy Lucas. I'm the founder and editor of It's All Her. I was an actress in a previous life and I'm a mum to a toddler. I've got a lot going on and I have a passion for helping women live simpler, better lives. For the latest in lifestyle and entertainment news, head to itsallher.com. Welcome back. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I feel like I am always saying now that I'm busy, but I really am the most busy I've been since having Evie. And it's obviously exciting to be working more and building the business, but it does come with this guilt of being there less for Evie. And I spoke about this on Instagram, and so many of you can relate to that push-pull of being a working mum. I don't know how to reconcile it, but I will let you know if I ever do. And if anyone has the answer to mum guilt, please let me know. Something else that I spoke about on our It's All Her Instagram, which got a huge response, was the Bailey Smith saga. Western Bulldog star Bailey Smith recently got caught on video with a white powdered substance. And I just highlighted the difference in the way the media covered that versus when socialite and influencer Nadia Bartel was also filmed last year with a suspicious white powdered substance. Now, obviously, Nadia broke lockdown rules in Victoria, and I understand that there was a level of anger about that. But I stand by this when I say that I still think she would have received harsher commentary, even if it was to happen now, out of lockdown. I would love your thoughts over on our Instagram. I've also posted that on our TikTok as well. Let's get to this week's guests, plural. Anna Heinrich and Christie Whitehill have both had really successful careers in their own rights. Anna, who you may know from winning the first ever season of The Bachelor, was a lawyer, and Christie is a serial entrepreneur and founder of Tech Ready Women. They're longtime friends turned business partners and have recently launched INTU Wellness. I caught up with Anna and Christie to talk about the kind of friendship you need to go into business with each other, the challenges of developing a product, and the future of INTU Wellness. And we also get a bit of Bachie goss in there too. Here's my chat with Anna Heinrich and Christie Whitehill. Anna and Christie, founders of INTU Wellness, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast this week. So excited to hear all about this brand new business of yours. Now, Anna, you were on The Bachelor in 2013, so making us all feel very old there. And Christie, you're an entrepreneur and founder of Tech Ready Women. How has it been sort of the first few months coming together and starting this business together?
Well, we were actually friends, and I think we met back in 2014.
Just after you were on The Bachelor.
After The Bachelor. And
so we were
friends for a long time, and we were definitely both going down different paths. Like Christie, an entrepreneur, and had a lot of businesses up her sleeve, and me, back in 2013, which is almost 10 years ago, which I cannot.
I know.
I'm like, I went back, just on a side note, I went back to my school the other week, and I was talking to the Year 10 students, and I was 18 years older than them, and I'd been out of school for 18 years, and when The Bachelor was on, they were around 5 or 6 years old. So I was like,
wow,
so weird. Yeah. Like, I just feel so old, and time just goes so quickly. Anyway, I don't know where I was, but
I still sometimes feel like I'm in the mindset of a teenager as well.
I know, and we'll be 80 and I'll still feel like I'm 20.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but I mean, the actual journey, even though it feels like just a few months, because we've only launched a few months, has actually been probably about a year and a half.
Probably almost 2 years, like really.
Yeah, wow.
From that inception, we were both one of us was pushing a pram. We can't remember what we were doing because we had baby brain, but one was pregnant, one was pushing a pram, and we were just discussing, our lack of sleep and the dull looking skin that comes with trying to do it all, like being career women, having babies. We're also talking about, our favorite supplements in terms of magnesium helping us sleep. And we went, I don't know, we had a light bulb moment, didn't we?
It was pretty much a light bulb moment, because it's not something we'd ever spoken about before. No. And it's like, business. No. It was just one of those moments where we were like, oh my gosh, this is a really great idea. Yeah. And it was just a really good alignment as well, because Christie is the business side of things, where I sort of know more like the media and all that sort of kind of environment. I've been doing like working with a lot of beauty brands for 8-9 years.
So. And so I'm sure that not every friendship is made to go into business together. What do you think is the secret to going into business with a friend? What kind of friendship do you need to have so that it doesn't turn sour? Because I'm sure some would.
Yeah. We've had our moments, don't you worry.
I think we're good communicators. Yeah. So like,
and from the get-go, I think we had our intentions really clear. Yeah. And there was one exercise Christie wanted me to do, and I was like, why are we even doing this? Like, it just seems pointless. But now I kind of realize that when you set your intentions and you know where your heads are at from the beginning, you're not trying to work that out along the way.
Yeah. So we're both on the same page. So, and I've been in business for a long time, and through Tech Ready Women have coached a lot of entrepreneurs and have seen a lot of businesses break up, a lot of founder breakups. Yeah. And like, so I think from the beginning, I was like,
we don't want our friendship
we were like, our friendship has to live. So we really have to make sure that we're both aligned with the vision, the mission, but also like we bring different things to the table as well. So like we, I can't do what Anna does, and Anna, like, she doesn't have the same insights and experiences I do, but together it makes a really good match. So
yeah. And so in terms of product development, neither of you have sort of a background in like wellness. How do you go about even like starting that process of sourcing manufacturers and getting experts involved to make sure that things are like you're ticking
the boxes? We're not just doing it at home. That's what we say.
In the kitchen.
No, definitely not. How did that process start? I think it was just
so through research. I mean, because I've done business before, like the process of developing any business idea is typically the same, whether you're doing a tech product or manufacturing a product. And I think it's all in the research. And so we did a lot of research. I think that's why it's sort of taken the time it did to launch. We did customer insights, then we went and reached out, like did so much research on who the manufacturers were in Australia. It was really important that they manufactured here in Australia. So we did the research. We found an amazing formulator who's got a PhD background, and he's a naturopath. He's 20 plus years experience in formulating these kind of products. And
and we just connected, and we really trust him, and we kind of gave him our vision of where we see product, what we wanted out of the product. And it really came down to like those premium ingredients. We wanted the best of the best, and we felt like he was going to give that to us. So and it was just like a really big process of going back and forth, working out what was right, what worked together, and what was going to create like the best product we could put out. So
how long did that process take?
It was all about a year.
Wow.
And a lot of like testing, and it was just a lot of going back and forth. And
it was through COVID too. So it probably slowed down the process a little bit, because you couldn't catch up in person with, with the lab and all that kind of stuff.
So wellness and especially things that we can take at home throughout COVID, the industry has just boomed, because we're also focused on our health and wellness now more than ever. What sets this apart from everyone else in the market?
Well, that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure we had a point of difference. Basically, we were like, there is a lot on the market. However, our product, we didn't see that there was many things that had both sleep and sleep and skin. So there were a lot of separate products out there, and we were taking certain things for our skin. So we're taking collagen, we were obviously putting creams on our skin, and we were taking magnesium for sleep. So we just couldn't find a product that contained it all. And so it was the convenience of just taking that one product. And a lot of the times I'd forget to take my supplements in the morning or throughout the day, and I'd be like, oh, I've got to take it. And it might be every third or fourth day. And it really comes down to being consistent. But the one thing I knew I took every single night was magnesium. So we thought by putting the skin ingredients, which is the astaxanthin and the collagen in it for the night, I knew I would be taking it every single night without a doubt. And I pretty much have. I don't think I've missed a night since getting this product. So And
that's one thing is, we're really targeting your modern ambitious woman as well with with this product, really supporting her with her busy day, always on kind of lifestyle. A lot of us do have. I know I definitely do. And you just need that extra support. And so when coming up with the brand and what we stand for and who we're supporting and who we're here to really support, the product was, I guess, the foundation of what was important for her, and that's sleep. And if you don't get a good night's sleep, no matter how many creams and things you're putting on your skin to try and make yourself feel good, it's
not going to happen, is it?
You're not going to feel great. So we really wanted to have a product that set that foundation.
And I feel like people forget about sleep when it comes to skin, and it's like, oh, I had a bad sleep, but it's that knock-on effect of what a bad sleep does to you, your body, your skin, everything. And it is, like Christie said, it's great to put all these creams on, but if you're not having the foundation, which is sleep, and obviously good nutrition and healthy diet, that. But I do think people started to forget a little bit about sleep, and you're seeing it more now. People are like knowing the importance of sleep, and especially when you get older as well. Like I feel like maybe 10 years I wouldn't have cared about a product like this, but now I'm like, I know I'll probably be taking this for the rest of my life, every single day.
And especially as a mum as well.
Yes.
So I'm guessing it is pregnancy and breastfeeding safe.
Look,
the ingredients in this formula are tested for safety, quality, all of that goes through a very rigorous process. However, when it comes to pregnancy and breastfeeding, we always suggest to chat to your health practitioner. That's always the standard advice before taking any product, really. So I think it's definitely individual needs. Yeah.
So what are some of your pieces of advice for mums who might be listening to this podcast who have an idea and they want to get it off the ground and they're struggling? What would be some of your tips for them?
I mean, I think the number one thing is to focus on a problem. Like, you can have an idea, and I see it a lot, where you can go, oh, like, I've got this amazing idea, I've got this solution in mind, but if it's not solving a real need and problem for somebody and for a big enough market, it won't turn into a big enough business. And, I think that's the key thing. You can create something as a side hustle, totally fine, or you can go, and I think it depends on what your goal is, but start with the research, start looking into the problem. And you can do that just by interviewing those who you feel like, who's your potential customer. So for us, we went and interviewed 10, 15 women who we felt were in our target group, and really identified what were some of the problems that they had, what was their lifestyle like. And so we really understood who they were. So when we're developing the product, we knew that this product would be something that they'd want to buy and that would support them.
Yeah,
definitely. I think one thing that I've kind of learned, and it was actually from, like, we went to this event and the guy was talking about, he couldn't find a name for the brand, and that's basically why he wasn't moving forward, because he didn't have a name in mind. And I feel like it's a little bit of an excuse, and I think you got to put those excuses aside and don't let them hold you back, because a lot of people are like, oh, I want to start this, but, or I want to start this, but, and I think they're just really excuses. And I know that was me for a long time, where I was like, it would be great to have something, but, oh, I don't know if anyone will buy it, or all these different things. I had all
and you feel like everything has to be perfect before.
Yes. And you're learning along the way, and we're constantly learning and amending and revising and all of that. So I just think you've also got to kind of just do it and stop the
jump in.
They're kind of bullshit.
We had some listener questions come through. So Sandy said, love it and onto my third tub. Will you be releasing any other products?
Yes, we definitely will. We're in the process of doing that. We actually had another product in mind that was going to launch with our sleep and skin renewal. However, we really wanted to focus on that one, and that to be our hero product, because we know how important sleep is, obviously. So we've already had a product in mind, but we've got other things coming out. We're working on sachets at the moment as well, for convenience travel sachets. And we've got other products that we can't really say, but they're in
other flavors. So, because flavor, I mean, this is a beautiful, delicious lemon flavor with a hint of vanilla. definitely developing other flavors as well. So it's exciting.
Amazing. It's exciting.
Yeah.
So Jules wrote in and said, Christie, how often do you get to travel with David? Now, we should preface this by saying that David, you might recognize Christie's husband from Getaway. So do you get the perks of being a Getaway presenter's wife? Do you get to travel the world with him?
I wish.
The answer is no.
No. You know what? Like, I could have probably over the years, but I've always been busy with my own businesses and things. And so and now having 2 babies. Pretty hard. But yeah, no, unfortunately.
And also it's also different. Like, you know, when you're traveling for work, it's a very different experience when you can just go and have a holiday and let your hair down. Like, his traveling would probably not be
works
exciting
10 hours, 12 hours a day on their trips. And it's he comes pretty exhausted. Yeah. And I'm like, how was your holiday? I had the kids for anyway, it wasn't a holiday.
No. How long has he been doing that for? I feel like I've been seeing his face on TV for a while.
Well, he was
almost 10 years.
Yeah, because he won Cleo Bachelor back in 2002.
He was the dolphin trainer, the one with the dolphin.
The dolphin, yeah. And that sort of launched his TV career. He did kids TV, and then he went into Carrie Ann and then Today's Show and Getaway. And so he's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, wow.
He's getting on.
We had another question from Amy. She asked, Anna, do you watch The Bachelor? I'm so sad there's no Bachelorette this year. Thoughts?
I do and I don't. It's honestly if I get time, but I feel like I can't even remember the last one because there's been so many, and mine was 10 years ago. So I think after I finished on The Bachelor, I was watching it for a good couple of years, like religiously. And then I was like, I think I just got really busy. And with the kid, it gets really hard. Yeah, it's very sad that there's no Bachelor. But I don't think it's the end. I think there might be more to come, but I think they're just putting a hold on it for now. Yeah, I do every so often when I get a chance. But yeah, with a kid.
Do you feel a bit nostalgic when you watch it? Like it's like
I feel like it's
that
really
show just completely changed.
Yeah. It totally did. And I am so thankful I went on it. And it's interesting though, because if people ask me whether or not I would go on it today, I don't know if I would, because I feel like it's changed and it's very different. However, I'm so glad I went on it back in the day, but ours was the first, so we didn't really have anything to go by. And I think it was just really a chance. But I think it's very different today. So I don't know if I'd go on it today.
Was social media as big?
No, not at all. Like it's gotten so much bigger. I can't even remember if we were allowed social media at the beginning, or I can't even remember back so long ago. But it certainly wasn't as big at all. Like I think they're coming away. They get like hundreds of thousands of followers. And I think back in the day we might have had like 30,000, 40,000. The most, and then it's very, very different.
And I feel like probably trolling and nastiness and negativity online back then probably would not have been nearly where it is now.
I do remember tuning out from Facebook, because I remember I was reading a few comments and I was like, kind of from that point on, I was like, I'm never going to read those comments again. And I don't think I really have. Like, it might have been once or twice in like 10 years, because they're so horrible and really negative. I don't read that. So I don't read those comments ever.
I can also imagine you must just read some headlines and just be like, where the fuck have you got this from? Like, just such crap. And
it's like, you kind of, I'm like, do I say something or do I not? And normally I just leave it, because I just don't even want to bring attention to anything. But I'm like, I leave it.
That kind of leads into my last question. We're all about making life simpler and better for women. How do you do that for yourselves?
You take INTU Wellness. For me, like, I like to plan things, and I know that might not mean life. Well, I think it does mean life will be a little bit more simpler, because you've got everything. Like, I like to be in control as well. So I like to plan. I have it all in control. And once I do, then I find life is quite easy. And for me and my husband, it's about communication. I think that's anything you do, whether it's work, work related or personal. I think if you have that communication, I think everything kind of flows from that. That's for me.
And Christie, what about you?
Do you know what? Like, came from being an entrepreneur forever and literally hit burnout a few years ago, and which led to a lot of health implications through pregnancy and stuff. And so for me now, like to keep life a little bit more simple, because I was very busy, like very busy. And I like to step back now. And for me, it's just incorporating wellness into my day-to-day, whether it's doing meditation, going for a walk, inserting some exercise, and trying not to do too much.
Yeah, that's probably, I'll have her answer actually. None better than mine.
But we do we do we now just like, okay, like you need to switch off at a certain time, and not try, like I used to work until midnight, and now I'm like, nah.
Thanks to me, I'm like, Christie, you cannot work to midnight, because I'm certainly not working.
I will not be doing that.
But I think it's a better environment now. Like I feel like if you are relaxed and you're enjoying your life, then you're more likely to put more effort.
You're getting enough
get
sleep.
More out of like.
Got to get enough sleep.
Yeah, exactly. But that is true. Yeah,
I love it. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We'll of course have all of the links in the show notes, and all the best with the business and your upcoming products.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of It's All Her. If you have loved this episode, please rate, review and subscribe wherever you listen, and I'll be back in your ears very soon.